And Tracy is
I
nowhere to be
just want
found.
to taste it. I just want to taste it. Amber, watermelon sugar high. Anyway, what you doing?
Hey,
I don't think it's fair to judge a man by the length of his hair.
That's a good song.
Hey, it's a great song. It's one of the best bass lines
your
in history.
beard is looking fantastic.
Dude, I was just talking about it. I'm getting it Camp Smokey worthy. It's almost waggly.
I want to touch
Waggly.
it.
Yeah.
Waggly.
It's good to waggle a beard. Because I got to be babyface, man. I got to be...
Yeah.
Now, who's talking shit? Somebody's talking shit.
There's some kids talking jive. They want to play
Where?
basketball with us?
Hey, I'll take them. I beat the shit out of my son 21-6 in Downers Grove, Illinois over the
Keep
last
talking
weekend.
about that. You keep bragging about beating a 14-year-old.
He's 13.
Oh.
He's taller than everybody here except for me, fuckers.
No, man, I bet I could beat him more than 21-6.
Dude, I had to play him. He is getting so good at defense and blocking shots and rebounding that I had to switch and play him like a point guard.
That's what you said last week on the show.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
remember. You don't have to repeat. I love you. But I'm telling them, if you talk to, I was and one before there was and one. You talk about fake dribbles, no look shots.
You were Walmart basketball shorts.
No, that's what they are now. But once upon a time, it was cool.
Dude, I do love my and one basketball shorts.
Well, I'm not going to poop on it.
So
now,
let me get this out of the way. The best story from Wisconsin. I know you guys want to hear the best story from Wisconsin.
Let's just say before you get into that, to people listening to the podcast right now, and we're gonna talk about all the big and funky stuff. Tracy's having a hard time with the computer. She has a guest for us, and we'll wait on Tracy. But we have a guest tonight. This person is a masked pianist, and the reason this is a masked pianist is this is somebody who has a piano, and every time they play the piano, well, not every time, but some of the times they play the piano, ghosts come out of the piano, they materialize, and this person is wearing a mask tonight because they're trying to hide their identity because they don't want to harm the reputation.
I know who this is. This is the piano tuner Eric, the butt nut. One person's going to get that joke.
That's a Jerky Boys thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was me. I'm the one person that got
You're the one person. All right. That's all I do. Everything I do in the entertainment field is to make some kind of pop culture reference that only Funkmaster V will get.
Right. So tonight, an Outlaw Paranormal is here. Hello, Outlaw Paranormal. We have a person that when they play the piano, ghosts come out of the machine. We're going to wait for Tracy to get her stuff regular, but we're planning on having this person around half past the hour. If not, we'll have her on there. Anyway, so we have a mask. If she's wearing a mask or he's wearing a mask, whoever it is, because they don't want people to know that they're trying to protect their reputation, their job, and whatnot. They don't want people to think I'm a crazy ass when I play the piano.
Or they'll end up being a manager of a rooftop in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
How'd that go, by the way?
She asked you a question, sir.
What?
She said, how did that go?
How did you get going?
Oh, it's trying to sing outside in the humidity. It wasn't great. I got about 2 hours in and I had to cut it short.
Your beard is getting so long, it can be the capo.
It can be.
Did you not have a capo with the humidity? Is that what blew your voice out?
No, I have. Somebody brought me one, so I'm cool. But so best story from Wisconsin.
Yes, please.
You're gonna love this. So if my brother ever says, "Let's go to the best fish place for fish ever," don't go with him because my brother apparently has no taste buds. Because we went to this place called the Lost Land Lake Lodge, which was probably the worst fish I've ever had, and it was full of the whitest people alive. So.
It's Wisconsin.
Well, I mean
what do you
fish
expect?
in Wisconsin, it should be good, right?
I gotta give it points for alliteration. What is it? The Lost Lake?
The Lost Land Lake Lodge, and
that's awesome.
So, I mean, like there was a six top sitting next to us that the guy looked just like Ted Knight in Caddyshack. So I was like. So I look over him and go, six people sitting at the table.
Okay.
And I look at, we're dropping Caddyshack lines at him left and right, and this guy's just ignoring us. I was like, "Hey, Smales, where's your hat?" And this dude is just like, but he was very white. But then they get up, and a table of 5 people sit there, and it is a very good-looking woman, very good-looking man, teenage son that, the hair, and he just did not want to be on a fishing trip with his parents. A young boy and a young girl, and the young girl sits down right behind Mikey. And so, what does Mikey decide to do? But start swearing as loud as he can at the table. And he said something like, "Oh, this is shit." And I saw the mother and father look over, and I looked at him, and I gave him I got this. I said, Mikey, don't swear at the table. There is a little girl right behind you and a MILF. So the husband I was like, I might have to fight if I say this, or he's gonna laugh. Luckily, he laughed.
Did he?
Luckily for him, he laughed. Yeah, they both were like, she got eyes wide and like that amused look, and then the dad was just like,
"Oh my gosh."
That's so much better than your Dollar General stories.
It was.
Keep going.
I was worried there for a minute.
Hope McCurry is here. Hello, Hope. Good grief.
Hi, Hope.
It's been a long time since we've been around.
So we've had no hope.
We've had no hope. Hope, we've got a masked pianist tonight who's trying to hide her identity because when she plays the piano, ghosts come out of the machine. It's not the instrument, the organ. Ghosts come out of her organ. That's a way to sell this.
The pianist with the organ.
The pianist with the organ.
We are never going to grow up. We are 40. Me and Vinny are 46 years old. We are never growing up.
Can't fade that shit. I look good. Now you're going to look like old man Woods here, Grizzly Adams, but you still look pretty good too.
And you're 5'10".
I don't think people. When I was a young guy, I don't think 46-year-old men look like us.
No.
Oh
no.
The organ is going to come out of the organ. That sounds really weird, man.
I was watching this. We were on the very popular YouTube channel a long time ago called Wrestling with Regret, and our friend Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret, he does flashback. Like he does recaps of old pay-per-views, and it was like WrestleMania 8 when not Tugboat. Who's the other guy? Earthquake. Yeah. So Earthquake was on there cutting a promo, and he wrestled, and he goes, "Now this is going to shock the shit out of you. Earthquake at that moment was 27 years old."
What?
And I was like, dude looked like he was 60.
Dude, I always thought Earthquake was about 55.
When he did that debut, I think it was against Dino Bravo with the push-up challenge, he was 25 years old.
That brother didn't have a chance. It's all about the hair. It's all about the hair.
Yeah, he did get the bad. He did get his gene pool pissed in a little bit.
Right. Hey, Sledge is here. What's going on, Michael Fox?
Sledge, one of my favorite people in the world.
How do you know Sledge?
He's referee.
Yeah, but were you a wrestler or something, or did you go to the matches or what?
No, I used to hang out with Earthquake back when he was 28 years old.
Rub the Rogaine, sit on his back. Yeah, man, Sledge. I don't think Sledge reffing anymore, man. We're getting to the point. What is that? Hey, Sam is kissing on Amber.
There's a possum in your house. There's a giant possum in your house.
Look at her. Isn't she cute though?
That's lesbian stuff right there, boy. Oh. This episode is buck wild.
Hold on, let me get my pants off.
Yeah, let me unsip it. Let me put the meat on. Oh, okay. Oh, Sledge has a grandkid. Good grief, we're getting old. I went to high school with that guy. Yeah,
last time I saw Sledge, he was fully gray bearded and
just didn't give a shit anymore.
Didn't give a shit at all.
Didn't give a shit. Yeah, Sledge was a good referee. I don't know if he still. Do you still ref? Oh, now Sledge wants to fight you.
No. Yeah.
Oh no. He says he wants you to put up your dong. That's what that meant. Sometimes when you read these things, Oh, there's a conversation. Now there's flirtation, and we'll just leave these kids alone.
Yeah, now this is getting naughty.
It's getting gross. I mean, we got to put on some Barry White. Speaking of which, I heard a great song today. We're just going to ease into the podcast, but a song called "Watermelon Sugar." I'm telling
I hate
you what,
that fucking song.
what?
I hear that all the time.
I heard it for the first time today.
I thought
it was awesome.
I thought it was. I honestly I couldn't understand what he was saying, so I thought it was like a Jewish hymn. I thought he was saying "What Wanama Shugana High." He's like "Wanama Shugana High," and I was like, "Dude, this guy's."
I've never heard it. People are saying
That's
in the chat room, they play it
hilarious.
all the time. I love that damn thing. Tell
Terrible.
these people in the background if they like. Ask them if they like it.
No,
Amber, you hate it.
they don't know what that is. I don't
That
like
bass.
it. It's
That
catchy.
bass.
No.
No, man, the bass. Dude, that is freaking. You guys are fired, man. That is
That song sucks.
That's a white guy doing the best he can to sound like a black dude, and I'm going to give him my hats off for that.
Actually, I think the girl that we shot the music video for, Alexis Wilkinson, I think she did a cover of that song last time that was with Sugarlands.
That's a dirty song. She's kind of a square too. She's kind of a goody-goody.
Well, she has an image
Right.
that is highly protected by her label.
Right.
Which
Well,
the main reason you're not you weren't signed to a label is because what do they want you to do? Put on eyeshadow and
yeah. I mean, it was the early 2000s. I mean, it was like, you guys are awesome. And they pointed to me, I swear to God, they were like, don't be funny anymore on the mic. And I'm like, I'm a front man. They're like, no, the front man is the singer. You'll confuse everybody. And they wanted us to do eyeliner. We had like 20-something songs. And then they wanted us to say, they were like, we like this one song, make 25 more songs like this song and get rid of all the other songs. It was horrible. I was talking, I think, to Fisher this week about labels and stuff, and I wanted the rub. You know, we were signed to a television deal last year with Netflix to do a stupid ass show, but I wanted the money and the rub for the one thing.
We did not want to do that show at all.
We didn't, but because shit went weird. But if we did, I wanted the money and the recognition, and then go back to what we're doing now anyway. But I kind of wanted that push. We
wanted the rub, so what the things we are doing that are ours would get a little more eyes to it.
Right. Is there Calvin Stevens? Where's Calvin Stevens? That guy used to go to high school too. What is this? Are you guys going to surprise out of a cake or something?
All right. Everybody's here now in the chat room. Vinny, we need to talk.
It's time for an intervention. I wrote you.
I didn't even like Calvin Stevens. What the hell is he doing here? You know, Calvin. That you should have went by Vinny. That's one of those things. Look who we have here. Well, Calvin is why. I'm just kidding. If you're really watching Calvin, I do.
Well, yeah, Vinny's one of those. Like Gino and Vinny are names that, like, you say to your parents when you're a kid. If you're like, hey, I'm going over to Vinny's house, or hey, I'm going over to Gino's house, your parents are like, cool. That's one of those. And so everybody that I knew named like Marvin, Calvin, they were all Vinny's.
That's right. That's right.
And all the Georges were Ginos.
Yep. Well, it just made you sound like you had cooler friends than you actually had.
Yeah.
Well, look who's here. It's Tracy.
I'm finally here.
About damn time. We've been having. There's like 1 million people in the chat room. We haven't even started, but we have told people that there is a masked person that you booked.
Yes.
She's trying to protect her identity, and she or he or whatever it is plays a piano, and ghosts come out of it.
Yes.
But she doesn't want people to know who she is because she's afraid of being ostracized at work or losing her government job or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right. What's her name?
Well, I'm not telling you.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Where does he work?
I'm not telling you that either. You're not privileged to that information.
You got a penis on your wall. There's a penis on the wall under a brick next to the guitar. Yes. You, Luke.
That's Thor's hammer.
Oh!
Is that what that is?
But it does have a nutsack.
It reminds me. By the way, this looks much better than what you've been doing lately. Like on the couch, and you've been eating ice cream out of a bucket while you're doing the podcast. You look professional tonight.
Well, I'm going off my phone instead of my computer.
That sucks.
Yeah, well, because it wasn't really my computer, it was Jenny's, and she took it back.
That jerk.
So,
Amber,
Yes.
are you going to be with us for a while, or are you going to leave here in a few minutes?
I have about 5 more minutes.
All right, then you talk about what you want to talk about tonight.
Well, I'm here for the big and funky news. So
You wanted the
Yeah,
good
you
news.
said there was something that you were going to
Yes.
tell us.
I'm like a bad father. I just say that shit to my kids to make them happy. I don't really have anything. It's like, oh, the clown didn't show up for your birthday or whatever. The donkey.
Yeah.
You said that Chip had some big news for us.
We have good news.
Yeah.
So the
Yes,
good news
what's the good
is
news?
this. All right. So this is going to take a minute to set up. So the hike, we all love the hike. We're proud of the hike. Now the hike has gotten some bad reviews online from the squares. And I think Luke and I have talked and other people have talked too. The beginning is confusing. We were trying to use a device and have it go backward and stuff. And it confuses everybody. Nobody knows what the hell's going on.
And again, that wasn't the original beginning as wrote. It was improv that we had to come up with in about 30 minutes.
Polished turds is what that is. That's when you have people out of state. You're only there for a moment. You got to do the best you can. But I thought we did a good job.
They were supposed to be lesbians.
Yeah. Well, that's of course because it's your movie.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just watched your My Pillow. By the way, your My Pillow.
that's
skit.
my favorite skit. I'm not gonna lie.
My favorite is the colon.
It's got great views. There's a lot of people that watched it.
My favorite is the colon guard deuce box where I overdubbed where you're supposed to take a shit in a box and mail it for colon testing, and then I overdubbed it. I love that one.
Speaking of which, if you should be a member or have joined or subscribed to Big and Funky YouTube Productions page, Big and Funky. It's right there on the damn thing. If you can't understand it, there's a new skit today, which is the Winnie the Pooh is the Jinx, and you'll have to watch it if you've never seen it before. Robert Durst, I think, who has escaped justice and skirted justice before being a transvestite for years. I think he's also he sometimes pretends he's Winnie the Pooh. So just watch that skit after this.
And
podcast.
he's Fred Durst's uncle?
No. Is that the guy from Limp Bizkit that looks like? Yeah, that guy. That look.
Tell me, nu metal wasn't like the worst form of music that's ever existed.
It's bad. It's a lot worse than water. Would you agree? It's worse than Watermelon Sugar.
I would rather listen to Water Meshuggah High than anything Fred from Limp Bizkit or those other nu metal shit bands.
And Guns N' Roses just released a song called Absurd, which is the worst. Like, if my son was in a band and he was 14, I'd be like, we can do better than that. Like, the guitar riff is stupid. It's terrible.
What people don't realize is that Duff McKagan and Izzy Stradlin were Guns N' Roses, and they wrote all the songs. And once they left, that Guns N' Roses didn't have any good songs.
Okay, so Amber's got to go. We'll get back to the good news. So, get back to the hike thing. So we have discussed that there's a couple problems with the hike. Now, there's one that we can't. It's listed as, I think Luke said, it's an horror thriller or horror action. I can't remember which one. And it needs to say comedy in there because people aren't expecting. And it's also a mystery. And people aren't expecting that. And Luke
it's a mystery why people would watch that piece of shit. Hey,
Luke, shut up. It's got fucking awards from around the world. You got to calm down with that shit. So anyway, so let's just get back to it. It's a mystery, and Luke and I wanted to make a movie that you had to put your phone down to watch. Well, nobody does that. So what we're going to do is we're going to redo the beginning, and we're going to save some of the images. And we're going to keep some of the images of Kirby and Justin and your daughter, Jenny, and some other people too. But we're going to start off with two Native Americans telling the story of Spearfinger and then there's going to be a comedic situation that happens. So it's going to be like a director's cut, and I don't want to insult anybody, but it's going to make it a lot more easy to understand what's happening when Spearfinger shows up. Why?
Essentially, people are dumb, so we got to make the movie dumber.
Well, you just got to make it easy for people. I heard somebody say, just because you confuse somebody doesn't make you a good director. So the good news is this.
I'm an award-winning director. Fuck that.
Chip says that I talked to his associate today, and we'll be able to upload a director's cut of the hike. So that means there'll be double hike action, which means we get a penny per hour. So we'll get maybe people who will watch both. And so we can upload the one with the Native Americans explaining what's
Can we put the stepped-in shit scene back in it?
Probably not. That's too long. Too long. I watched a movie the other day, The Empty Man. It was 2.5 hours or 2 hours, 15 minutes. And the first hour and a half was great. At the end of that, I was done with it. I was just terrible. Michael Sledge watched it on Amazon. Hey, Sledge, if you watch it on Amazon, make sure you review that stuff. Give it 5 stars, baby. And Hope, if you watch it, give it 5 stars. We need the love. So anyway, I'm proud of the movie. I wouldn't change much. We made a couple technical mistakes, but nobody would know what the hell that is unless you're one of these Cine nerds. I freaking adore the thing, but we're going to make it a little easier, and we're also going to introduce comedy early in the movie, which I think it needs. So people go, "Oh, this is funny." So anyway,
yeah, instead of like bestiality. Why is this guy playing with dicks in the hallway?
Yeah, it's just, well, what? Who is that? When did that happen? Oh, in the tunnel. I got you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was a little thing. So the other good news is this: Wrestling with Ghosts is going to be on Intrigue Television, and they have 7 episodes already that look cherry. So that's going to start this weekend, where they're going to start playing Wrestling with Ghosts. And the good thing is Luke and I have probably gotten 3 locations to end season 3, and we're going to start resuming that probably after we finish definitely WJHCAM.
Well, Funk's got a really good friend that is going that Steve Martin's. If you watch the Steve Martin short special, he's on that as a couple different characters.
He's the clown and the Scotsman. He's also their bus driver, which is weird.
Yeah, and that guy has there's an old Scottish legend that we all know in America as jack-o'-lanterns and will-o'-wisps. And
what did you call it? You called it like a
it's also called a hinky punk. But what they are is spectral lights that are that in bogs and swamps that lead people astray, and then they eat you. And Vinny's friend has a place that there's apparently a bunch of people have seen the hinky punks or the jack-o'-lanterns. The jack-o'-lanterns.
The Pinkie Pies.
So I was thinking doing a episode for Halloween where we're looking for jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah. And there's also, hopefully we can get close to, wait, are you leaving?
I have 2 minutes.
You're making everybody stressed out with this time limit. Just chill out. You're almost
It's all about me tonight, okay? Listen. I've said like 7 words.
We'll talk some more. We love you.
I know you love me, but I have to go spend some time with my mama.
Nobody gives a shit about her.
Tell your mom I said hi.
Why?
She says hello.
Why?
She doesn't know you.
Because I'm being polite. I'm a nice person. I am a nice person.
We don't know.
Shut up.
We don't know the quality of this person.
What if her mom's not a nice person? What if you're saying... what if you're saying hi to somebody that wants to kill us all?
What
I
if
will greet
she's a
her
Satanist?
kindly.
What
Even so.
She's a redhead. Listen, she's a ginger, so she still souls.
She could be a Democrat.
No, she drank the Kool-Aid.
God. You won't believe this. We all know somebody who is related to somebody who was in Jonestown.
Yep. I almost made Jones tell my name tonight too. Man, I missed the boat on that one. Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do.
That's fucked up.
Yep.
We can't talk about that on the air without permission, so we'll talk about that later. But there was the person, our friend that is related to this person. They thought he died drinking the Kool-Aid in South America, and he showed up like in 2006 at the hospital, and they were like, "We thought you were dead," and the guy's like, "Nah." So anyway,
oh man, I ain't dead.
Right. Yeah, he's like, that Kool-Aid, I got the last bit. It just wasn't. I had the first cup. Maybe they didn't stir it enough. I don't know what he said. But anyway. All right, get out of here, girl. We love you and be good. Tell your mom to jump off the damn bridge. Anyway,
Vincent Vineyard. What?
All right, now that she's gone, hey, her mother.
I hate that lady.
Her mother's terrible.
With my left hand. I don't know her. She's probably a nice person. Where are you going?
I gotta make my bed.
It's time for you.
It's bothering me.
All right, we're gonna put her on pause there. Do your chores before you get on the show. We're trying to be professional.
Hey, Vinny, I'll be right back. I gotta go do the dishes.
Hey, you know what? I gotta stir the pot. We're making stew tonight.
You shut up.
Hey, what kind of stew you making? Beef or?
Stop.
How do you have the authority to put yourself back in the show? Who gave you that right?
You did.
I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake.
Yes, it was. It was all part of my fiendish plan.
Let me think if there's something else. Oh, we've booked the bridge scene with Davion.
Oh, yay!
Let's go down the list. So I actually booked the two Native Americans thanks to Candy.
It would have been great if I'd have known to go up when I went up to Wisconsin, because I had access to a lot of my Ojibwe friends.
It just came to me, and it actually came from one of the few negative reviews that we got that actually was positive, that said, instead of showing the girls' boobs, which we still will, instead of showing the girls' boobs, you should have maybe explained what Spearfinger was. And I was like, that better have been from a woman, because if any guy said that, then they should probably It was a dude. Just man card revoked. I'm not going to ever do this again. I'm never going to go fix a movie, but I do think that part is confusing for most people. So if we had an $8 million movie or a $100 million movie, we'd leave that in and it would have looked whatever, and people could have just...
And people would have been like, oh my God, that is brilliant filmmaking.
Thank you. That is exactly right. So, and Hope says it's a great idea. She wants to see the original and the director's cut. So this is a way we can double dip. And then we can maybe sell, the DVDs of one or whatever. So
end of the year, we're going to check for like $16.
I bet you've probably got enough footage to where you could make a choose your own adventure.
Good grief. That's not a bad idea. But that would take me the rest of my life. It took me 4 months just to do the damn movie. Let's see. We're just checking out. Let's see if there's any more news. Nothing. I got done. Not that anybody cares, but Emmy Sunshine, who was on American Idol. She was on American Idol last season. She is a friend of Fish Fisher's. Fish Fisher is a friend of ours. We got contracted to make her music video for the song. It's a cutesy song, but we filmed it at a Townsend mini golf course, and I finished that this weekend. It took me several days. They love it, and they love it so much they're going to hire Big and Funky Productions to make the second video, which is going to be more serious, and they're like burying a baby or something in the backyard. I hope we're not being...
That sounds like a comedy.
Well, it depends on who the fuck you are. So let me tell you.
I got some great dead baby jokes. Want me to throw those out there?
Yeah,
no. My dad is like the king of dead baby jokes. We will have him on the show one day, and I don't know what just happened.
Oh, I've got the dead baby joke to end all dead baby jokes. It's one of those that you lose friends over.
Don't do that. We were trying to build a base. All right, your guest dropped out. Now you're well. Let's get to this. So if you've been waiting this whole time, we apologize. And I guess this is it. So here we go. We've got someone who's in the paranormal. It is a pianist. What is happening in the background? Is that whose house is that? Who's got children?
It's Jenny screaming swear words.
Okay, gotcha. There's a MILF around, Jenny. Tracy, you forgot the best. You missed one of Luke's best stories since Charlie Hodge. But anyway,
I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
So Kirby, how you doing? So anyway, I hope she didn't hear what we were talking about. Good.
That would suck.
So anyway, just kidding, Kirby. Kirby's having a rough time. So anyway, we have a guest tonight. And our guests are very weird on this channel. So we have a piano player that when she plays her organ, hello, ghosts come out of her instrument. And she has to be wearing a mask tonight. I think it is a girl. I saw her move around. If it's not, it's a very feminine man. She's wearing a mask because she has a job she's worried about. And this is Tracy's guess. Do you have any other build up for this lady or man?
None. No, you've done beautifully. You've done absolutely beautifully.
So here we go. We're going to have she's called herself Anna Marie. Welcome to the show, Anna Marie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Okay. Now, you're not worried about your voice letting the cat out of the bag, are you?
No.
Okay, so
I don't talk to too many people that are alive, just the spirits. So it's just playing the piano. So I don't think anybody would know who I am.
All right, so Luke's going to eat while you talk. So
that's fine.
All right, I hope that doesn't, bother you. And then Tracy's going to vape. I'm the only one that cares. Okay, so Tracy says you are a piano player. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do you have a piano nearby or a keyboard?
It's in my office.
Are you near your office?
Not really, no.
Okay. What's that accent you have there?
I'd rather not say.
Okay.
Hey, do you have any roses on your piano?
No.
This is going to a bad old red buttons joke. Sorry, I'm gonna back out.
But you got to finish that because I don't know it. I want to know that.
Hey, I might not have roses on my piano, but I got tulips on my organ.
That is funny.
So how do you tell the audience? How do you channel these spirits? How do you talk to these spirits?
Well, it's not always when I'm playing, but sometimes just being around the objects. It's not always my piano either. It's a lot of times antiques that I will be tuning for other people and just touching it because the objects have spirits that are held in them. They are very, very attached to their owner. And
now, when you're touching the organ, I'm going home. I'll see you guys later.
You've been fired for 5 seconds. All right, somebody's crap is crapping out. Oh, Tracy, your crap is crapping. Put you on mute for a second. Yeah, you got a lot of bad background noise there. Maybe I know what it is. Maybe it is. Is it possible Anna Marie or the masked pianist? By the way, when I thought you were wearing a mask, I didn't realize it would be like a Stormtrooper Star Wars thing. I thought it would be something like Mr. Wrestling X or something. So
better.
When you go into a music store, when there's like, let's say 9 pianos in the front before you get to the drum sets in the back, does the whole place start does sheet music start flying around the room and stuff, or what happens in there?
No, most of the instruments that I get spirit action from are previously owned, so antiques. I think Luke is talking, but I do not hear him.
He's eating. No, don't worry about Luke. Luke's fine. Luke's a grown man.
Okay.
He knows how to do stuff. So I'm just worried. Now, what kind of stuff happens? What do you actually see? Do you see the ghosts?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay,
Sometimes it's like fog. The room gets cold. Sometimes they make noise. Sometimes they will take over the piano.
Like one of those things out of the Old West, and it'll start playing.
Sounds like a hinky punk.
Sounds like a pinky punk. Like a pinky punk.
Yes, jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah. So you've been watching the show. So, all right. So when they take over the piano, what do you mean? They hit a note errantly?
Sometimes more than one. Not usually a tune.
They play a chord, maybe.
Yes.
Like what?
And
kind
usually not with the hand, like pressing the keys. It's from within.
Oh, I've done that. And I didn't use my hand when pressing the keys.
All right, stop.
Luke.
You were funny a few minutes ago. Now you're just becoming very rude. All right, here you go.
Can the ghosts? Hey, am I? Motherfucker.
You're on, dude.
You're not muted.
Oh. Have you run into any ghosts that can like play any James Brown or maybe some Chuck Brown?
No, nothing tunes, just sounds. Mostly just sounds.
And where are you from?
I'd rather not say.
Okay. Sounds like it keeps changing from like Peru to like Eastern Europe. I didn't know if your dad was from one place and your mom was from another. Now, that's adorable. So now when you see the ghosts, you said there's smoke. Do you ever see faces? You ever see like Bugs Bunny or Tom from Tom and Jerry? Because they play the piano quite a bit. Okay.
No, not. Sometimes face very vague body shape.
Okay. So are you from Russia now?
I'd rather not say.
All right, you sound like one of my ex-wives that I got out of the back of a gun magazine. That's all I'm saying. You just sound like Russian hottie. She took off as soon as she got here, but she was like, "Fuck you, I don't want to marry you," or whatever. And you sound like her. Are you her? Is that why all my friends from high school are in the chat room? Are you one of my ex-wives that was from Russia?
Dude, I think this is one of your ex-wives. I think Tracy's pulling a rib on you. This is your third wife.
Is this my third wife?
So a power like that would have to be really overwhelming.
Look at Tracy's just going over it. This is one of your wives. Tracy's ribbing on you.
All right, what are you going to ask her?
Having a power like that has to be pretty overwhelming. I'm sure it's probably affected your mental health at some point. How have you coped with dealing with something that most other people don't deal with?
Most of my life, I have considered myself clairvoyant and been in touch with spirits, so I've learned to adjust.
Is that your name, clairvoyant?
No.
She'd rather not say. So let's say if you could say this. I know you're trying to hide your identity because you don't want to get in trouble at your work you're a piano tuner, obviously, so that narrows it down. So what Star Wars character do you most identify with?
That is a good question.
I'm Darth Nihilus.
Maybe the Ewok? They misunderstood.
They are. Do you feel like you're misunderstood?
I feel like I would be if I would open up to others.
Now, when you wear that helmet, do you have really bad aim with a blaster?
Yes.
Okay. You just said you may feel. You're a fascinating guest, by the way. You may feel like you would be that you would be misunderstood if you opened up to people.
Yeah.
So who do you open up to if it's not people?
The spirits.
Okay, so what kind of communion do you have with these things?
I play for them. They play for me. Their sounds, their songs, their spirits. They give me strength. They make me happy.
You're kind of a weird cat, aren't you?
You could say so.
All right, I'm running out of questions for this person. Is there a smell? Is there ever a smell that comes from the ghosts?
It's almost like when you go outside on a crisp day, like snow.
Are you, Alice, menstruating right now?
No.
What in the world? All right, so
that's from Ghostbusters. Fuck. Oh, Jesus, Vinny.
I'm not as old as you. I like shit that was made.
You're
in the 90s.
3 months older than me.
Hope says, "Is it only instruments that you can see ghosts in, or do you see them in other objects as well?" Which is a great question.
I find that musical instruments, especially the piano, are the most spiritual or have the most in them. But yes, other objects as well. I think it's because the antique pianos are not something that most people had, so they were very close to them. And when they passed on, they left part of themselves with the piano.
All right. Well, you're on tonight, and are you selling? Do you have a book coming out about this, or a TV show, or something?
No.
You just wanted to talk about it.
Is it horrifying?
Horrifying, threat-inducing. Hey, we got to do that skit, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, let's talk about that for a second, just so people know what we're talking about. While we were shooting before coronavirus, we went up to Easton, Pennsylvania, to the place called the Horsefly Chronicles House. I still don't know what that means, but the people up there, Philip Saragusa, Julie Saragusa, wonderful
Lovely people.
We had a great time. They were very hospitable. We were in there for 2 days. But Philip Saragusa, who now has gotten rid of the spirits out of the house, some team came in and cleaned it out, which is good because it was kind of jacking up the jive.
Sure, shit wasn't us. We were
a damper. We were too cool for school. They learned a lot from us being there. Actually, we had a good time.
We taught them how to dance.
We taught them how to hit on one. We taught them how to look at ghosts coming out of the piano.
Kick flips. You remember that kick flip lesson?
Throwing up fire bombs, handstands, all that stuff. They learned a lot from us. So, Philip Saragusa is a bit of a showman, and he would use these wonderful, just terrific adjectives.
In his New York accent.
He would just be like, horrifying, fear-inducing, tear-inducing, scary, tremendously fearful. So we're going to make a commercial where we have a Philip Saragusa doll, and if you ever need an adjective, like a thesaurus, you pull the string. It's like, I don't know what kind of day I had. Let me ask the Philip Saragusa doll. I had a full, horrifying day, whatever. So anyway, we're going to do that. But that's going to be a lot of fun for us and nobody else, because nobody else really knows this.
Only we'll find it funny.
That's right, obviously. But anyway, he's a fantastic curator of adjectives. So what adjectives, Anna, what adjectives do you think the ghosts like the most when they're using sentences? Good one, huh?
Yeah. I don't think they're scared. I don't get scared type vibes. I think they're
I'm sorry. I don't speak Russian, or I'd say it more clearly, or Eastern European, or Peru, or wherever you're from, or East Tennessee. I can't decide yet. What adjectives would they use? Would they use sentences? Would they use the word horrifying, or fear-inducing, or treacherous?
No, I think lovely. They'd be lovely.
Could you use a Philip Saragusa doll when you're talking to these things?
Doubtful.
Okay.
What the hell, cats?
Yeah.
Maybe the
Good golly.
What's the most weight you've ever seen a ghost bench press?
I have never seen that.
Oh.
No.
Oh God.
Oh, here we go. This is the best episode in a while, Brandon Hughes.
Do you think who do you think would win in a foot race, a Ghost or Funkmaster V?
I don't think most of the goats have feet. They but they do
Do
move
you lose
fast.
your feet when you die?
Well, none of the ones I've seen have actual feet. So
Do they kind of do this jig-jaggy thing at the end where it kind of looks like Casper the Ghost or something? It just woo-doo-doo-doo. It's like a little whipped cream.
like
top.
a tail?
Yeah, like a little whipped cream.
Like the
top of
poo.
ice-
It looked like a little poo.
Well, it's that too, but it's white, so maybe a white poop.
It looks like AJ Gann.
Or like a little soft serve upside down.
No, they're not that solid.
Okay. Well, that's terrible.
Well, mine aren't that solid anymore either. I got to get a little more brand into my diet.
I tell you what, man, at 46, there was about a month where I didn't know what was happening. And now it's normal again. What do you think the ghost would think about that?
Probably need to see a doctor.
The ghost would say that? Maybe they're speaking from experience. Anna Marie, you've been a wonderful guest. Thank you so much. I don't know what else we can do with this interview except probably cry a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Are you happy that you came on and shared some of this? Do you feel better?
Definitely. Thank you.
Okay. Tracy, do you have anything else for Anna Marie?
I can't do this. No, that
You got a dog. You got a cat licking its asshole in the background,
I'm
Tracy.
sure I probably do. I always have a cat licking his asshole in the background.
All right.
It's a perpetual thing.
Anna Marie, you don't need to hear any of this. We love you. You be good. And if you ever want to come back on the show, show your identity, by all means.
Or if you get a different mask.
She's gone now. She's fired. That was a strange interview. I didn't know what else to ask her. I was running out of options there.
I wonder how much weight a ghost could bench press. Does it depend on the ghost?
Well, we need to ask somebody in a different type of mask, maybe like a gym guy, since she was a musician, an athlete, a jock.
We'll get Dozer on it.
Get Dozer on it. Get him in a mask. Get him on here. Well,
I know a guy. I could call this Scottish dude's been flirting with me online, and I've been talking to him because I talk to everybody. And
that's Vinny. He's catfishing you. Vinny loves catfishing.
Okay, well, this guy says he's a Scottish ghost hunter, as well as a bunch of other things too, which is super cool. So maybe I could get him on and ask him if Scottish ghosts can bench press and how much they bench press.
You have done a great job booking these two guests, the first two guests. But let me give you a little bit of advice. Baby, so we can have somebody not in a Star Wars mask talking about ghosts coming out of the machine. Baby, in your free time, because you've done great. These have been hilarious. The last two guests have been nuts. But I just got an email from Coinbase. I wonder what my freaking Coinbase stock has done. Maybe on Facebook, join some groups, and instead of just saying, "Hey," and that way we can accept for the people that you know, and the people that are flirting with you, and the people that I'm pretending to flirt with you, but I'm catfishing you as a Scottish guy. Get out a little bit more. And just get to see. But I got to tell you, the moonshiner from last week, the firefighter, Luke, that was a great episode. He was great. And he talked about the fires. We talked about the Gatlinburg fires. I wish you could have heard it.
He sent us a video, too.
What is that?
He answered I sent it to you on Messenger.
No, I don't pay attention to you. What was it?
Oh, my God. He was telling what the difference is between moonshine and whiskey.
Oh, what is it?
Well,
the distillery
process.
It's completely different. It's a completely different process, and it's corn versus wheat or something like that.
Well, you don't know.
No,
you just have an idea.
I just drink the shit.
Right. Can you tell a difference?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're drinking moonshine versus the crap they sell here in Gatlinburg that's got apple flavoring and stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
30 proof moonshine.
Now that's whiskey, right? It's just whiskey.
No, it's gin, basically.
Gin. Okay.
Yeah.
And they put a little flavoring into it. What makes it legal for them to call it moonshine?
Because actual moonshine, is about 190 proof, and it'll make your eyeballs twitch. Right. To make it legal, it has to be under 101 proof.
So you can't make it the same?
Yeah, well, they make it the same, but then they distill it again. So it takes a lot of the alcohol out of it, and then they add water and flavoring and a lot of gayness and stuff that people from Ohio like.
Bitches.
All right. So
somebody asked me earlier today about your nude scene in WJHC.
Who?
And
Mikey?
Yeah.
Somebody I work with. And I told them that
Ellie?
Images of Funkmaster V are just nuts. Little dick joke.
I'm so glad I didn't look. So I had no idea. Okay. Sorry.
She's if you start going, I'm going to be really happy.
Was it Nelly? Was it really?
No. This is a dude named Paul.
Tell Nelly I said hello, though.
Dude, I think we're marketing wrong. I think in both movies that have come out or that we've done so far, me and Travis have been a gay couple, and I don't think we're really marketing well to the LGBT community. That,
well, and the hike, it never was fleshed out, really.
Yeah, we didn't kind of deleted pathway of the thing, right. But I mean, if you go back through it, yes, we were a homosexual couple in the hike.
That's hot.
I know. Well, I wrote it.
We may have to get your kiss that you have with Travis in this new movie. Your hair. I was like,
it was in the way.
It was in the way.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we need to reshoot that. Maybe we'll do a thing where the camera's spinning around on like a summer day and you guys are embracing.
Oh, I almost bought a swivel gimbal that we could do that with. That would be great.
It would be great.
How much is a swivel gimbal?
About $190. God,
man, everything's expensive. Everything, man.
The trucking gimbal we got was that much, but that thing's going to add cinematographic value.
Yes. Value. Is that the thing? Is that the slider thing?
Yeah, it's called a trucking gimbal.
Oh my goodness, you're getting good with the terms.
I know. That's because I do get annoyed the same way. Where a lot of that's a joke with filmmakers is that everybody that's an amateur filmmaker calls it panning. Everything is panning, but panning is only one motion. Then you have trucking and all sorts of different movements you can make.
Zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah.
That's true. We're getting a little shop talky here.
Little shop talk. Quick pan it. Just quick pan up into it. Whip pan it.
Just a whip. What is happening?
Get a whip pan and we'll buy you more flame.
Wrestle cat.
Now, they're putting up the 7 episodes of Wrestling with Ghosts that are season 2, right? Yeah. Season 1, you have a lot of work to edit out dick face.
Well, in season 1 of Wrestling with Ghosts, for people that don't know, we had among other things, the guy is just a complete loser.
Charlatan. Sure, yeah.
Let me tell you a story about this guy. And I hope Kirby doesn't mind. Kirby and Justin, dickhead, went to dinner one time. And they were done with dinner. And they're talking about big things and making TV shows. And he knows, of all people, Betty White, back when Betty White was even hotter than she is now. And I'm talking about, not sexually, just like trending. I know Betty White. And Kirby was like, oh, hell, that's cool. And I'm going to get your kids to watch Betty White with us and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to be in a movie with Betty White about a story of my life, which I don't know what Betty White would do in that guy's life. I don't know who that represented. But anyway, bull crap on bull crap. So they were done with dinner. He gets up. I got to go to the bathroom. He's gone for 3 hours. Kirby eventually had to pay the entire check.
What a douchebag.
She didn't have a car, so she's stuck at this restaurant looking like a moron. Well, cute moron with her. He comes back. You won't believe what happened. And she's like, what? I was stuck in an elevator that was stuck between floors because it was possessed by a ghost. And I was in there with Flo Rida, the rapper. And now he believes in ghosts. And she was like, oh my God, this guy is full. And he's like, now Flo Rida is going to be in my movie. And none of this is true. He just his elaborate thing he does that he thinks he. So anyway, this guy was a pedophile. I actually, on my phone, have the images. I have a picture of his penis on my phone if it ever goes sideways. Because he is a pedophile, and we were able to get him out of paranormal.
Everywhere we've put Wrestling with Ghosts, he's called. It was when on Sci TV and even YouTube and things like that. He's called people and tried to get it taken down because we're not using his image with permission. He signed a waiver, dickface. But now we're taking him out of we're editing him out of season 1 because we don't want him in it.
Right. Oh, and then when you have some sort of and I've got a thing, all the legal stuff's taken care of where we created it, blah, blah, blah. But the reason I have it is because actually, what's the strange story? Luke and I went down. Oops, I have to mute you real quick, Tracy. You're going crazy again. I don't know. It's your computer. It sounds like I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway, the guys from Hell's Bar Dam sold that property after we investigated down there, and they fixed it up and made it safer. It was very dangerous when Luke and I went down there. Plus, we went down there in a flood. But anyway, the guy that runs it is like a kid. Yeah, he's like 20.
Scared of bats, Benny?
There you go. Yeah. No, but Tracy's
That's
mic
next week's guest.
So anyway, and Tracy, good grief. I don't know what's going on. So there you go. But anyway, the new guy who is running Hell's Bar Dam, which is the most haunted dam in America, blah, 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 which me and Luke had a great time down there. His girlfriend was a minor at the time, and he kept sending, and we're talking about asshole, he kept sending this minor girl pictures of his junk. And I was like, that's it. And so I got on there. The guy was always a creep. I don't know if you remember, Luke. Remember when we were at the Greenbrier and there was some weird broken female who was young who made us a cake and we didn't praise it enough and she cried because she had some sort of exactly. And she had some sort of he was all over her and trying to and he's just been a creep, man. So
he used to do that too when we had the Smart Paranormal page. Every time a girl would message with something about a case or something or a question, he'd just immediately start hitting on her. And the problem is that doesn't show who it comes from. So it could have been, it made it look like it was any of us or a webmaster or somebody, flirting with every girl that messaged the inbox on that page.
Yeah, it got pretty unprofessional, and that's among other things. He's faked evidence all the time, so we're going to edit that out too. Because our show, I've come to find out that a lot of these ghost shows are fake. I never thought that. I know I got worked. I'm a worker. I got worked, but our crap is not fake. Now, is every grunt or knock a ghost? Don't know. That's up for the viewer.
Well, yeah, that was our point with Wrestling with Ghosts was to let the viewer decide. We put our, we debunk it till we can't debunk it anymore, and then leave it up to the viewer to decide. But I think what we want to do with now that we have to do Wrestling with Ghosts again is I don't want to just go to places and investigate. I want there to be a story behind it. I want to go invest. I don't want to go like I put a thing on Facebook, that we're looking for locations, and I want barely investigated, not popular, not $2,000 a night places. We want local places with local stories. And of course, everybody's messaging me, did you go to Waverly? Well, did you go to the Dick Santorum's or whatever that, everybody's sending, private messaging to me, all these places that are famous that have been investigated 30 times. I'm like, knock it off. We want to tell local stories in local places.
What are you trying to say when you said Dick Santorum?
Well, you know the sanatorium place that everybody goes to, Dick Sanatorium.
Sanitarium.
Do you know what a Santorum is?
Yeah, it's that senator from.
Google. Everybody's homework that's watching this tonight. Google Santorum, and yes, that guy almost became president. Look at what that means. You won't believe it. It's not. It's real. It's a medical thing. And my friend, our cohort, just said, we're going to Dick Santorum's.
We're going to Rob's perineum. You know.
Good night, everybody. See you at Dick Santorum's.
Wait, I'm looking this up. What is this?
You're going to have to do it in your own Christian time.
What